Greetings, Otaku Faithful. Thank you for joining me again this week. Once again, it's Larry Williams, OAW Commander-in-Chief, and I'm here to bring you yet again another Legend of Korra episode review right here on Otaku Assemble! Weekly, as always, I'm here to bring you the latest in this week's Legend of Korra episode review. And this is Season 1, Episode 8, entitled When Extremes Meet. Now, in this week's episode, we are picking up where the last episode left off. After Hiroshi Sato was revealed to be a major contributor to Amon and the Equalist movement. And so in this week's episode, we have the new Team Avatar. Okay, hang on a minute, just so we're not crossing hairs here, okay? The new self-proclaimed Team Avatar. I'm not calling them Team Avatar yet. They calling themselves Team Avatar. So I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. You did not hear me say that. They said it, not me. Okay? So, in this week's episode, we have the new self-proclaimed Team Avatar. Mako Bolin and Asami, who made their way over to Airbender Island. Now staying with Korra. And, of course, Lin Bei Fong has gone rogue. She's given up her position as the chief of Republic City Police, and the new chief, who has been appointed, of course, is in Tarrlok's pocket. So pretty much what occurs in this week's episode is that Tarrlok had, and for the record, once again, another thing I predicted that I'm seeing come to fruition. Do you all remember a couple of weeks ago when I said that Tarrlok wanting to be in control of the police department, and then of course with his task force, I was talking about the potential that he could, the potential chaos that he could implement in Republic City would be, that'd be pretty much martial law. In this week's episode, we saw that Tarrlok is trying to initiate a new law that, number one, gives them the liberty to to pretty much arrest any non-bender on speculation that they may be an Equalist. Like, what I'm saying is this: they don't need probable cause. They don't need due process. All they need is speculation. If they suspect somebody, they're liable to get arrested. He's also implemented a curfew, which that's martial law to the fullest, for non-benders. Now keep in mind, for non-benders, not for benders, right? And then towards the end of this week's episode, we saw that he actually started grouping up participants in an Equalist rally, despite the fact that these people weren't Equalists. So what we're getting is that Tarrlok is trying to implement martial law. He is taking the power, this sort of emergency power that he's been given, which I don't even think, he hasn't even been given this, except for the fact that it seems like none of the other council members other than Tenzin have a backbone. Whatever Tarrlok wants to do, they just let him do it. So it seems like he's taken all this power and he's taken it to the extreme. He's being the most radical he could possibly be at this point. And as Korra told Tarrlok in this week's episode, everything that Tarrlok is doing is somewhat of a self-fulfillment prophecy. He is proving Amon's point. Everything that Amon says benders are responsible for and guilty of, as in regards to how they treat non-benders, is exactly what Tarrlok's doing. He's proving Amon's point. And this whole thing, I think this whole thing adds to the beauty of Amon's plans, because Amon has managed to successfully make himself out to be a martyr. And this is why I was discussing speculations for this season with a fellow YouTuber of mine, and I said that one of the biggest things that I would like to see, but that I would also think would be a pleasant surprise, is if Amon was somehow killed in this season's finale, and that his death is what propels the Equalist movement to transpire across the entire world, not just in Republic City. What I'm talking about is Amon being a martyr for his cause. Amon is practically that already. Trying not to repeat myself, but yeah, Amon is pretty much making himself out to be a martyr already. And like I said, this is the beauty of his plan, because everything that Tarrlok does is playing into Amon's hand, which is why I still suspect that Tarrlok may be working in cahoots with Amon, because he's falling into it too easily. He's being too gullible. He's being too impressionable. Everything that Tarrlok is doing, Amon wants him to do. So, but all of Tarrlok's actions have pretty much forced Korra's hand into challenging him physically, and of course this leads into this does not end in Korra's favor, and leads to her being captured by Tarrlok himself due to Tarrlok's ability to bloodbend. Now, I do want to make this comment because I got to do this. You all know I got to do this whenever some bullshit occurs that I feel the need to speak out against. I got to do it, and it pertains to this week's episode, and it pertains to some more reviewers, some more fucking reviewers. But this is somewhat disappointing for me because the two reviewers I'm referring to are both friends of mine. And respected reviewers. But let me tell you this, I was not surprised by the way in which this episode ended. Why? Because I was spoiled to the end of the episode, because the two reviewers I'm referring to, these fuckerheads, put the goddamn spoiler in the title of their reviews. I haven't even seen the reviews. All I did was go to my fucking YouTube page late last night, and boom, they popped up on my fucking feed. They popped up on my homepage, and automatically I saw, oh, Tarrlok's a bloodbender. Spoiled. And those two reviewers, you know who the fuck you are. You know who you are. Okay? Yeah. Don't fucking put spoilers in the goddamn titles of your videos. Don't do that shit. Please don't. Yeah, just really pissed me off, because like I said, I don't like fucking spoilers. And I'll tell you this, the shit happens again, I'm unsubbing from them both. Like I said, they're cool dudes, they're friends of mine, and they're respected fellow YouTube reviewers. But that bullshit don't cut it. So don't fucking do that shit, okay? Don't do that shit. Happens again, I'm unfucking subbing. So for any of you all who may be wondering if I don't sound too enthusiastic about this week's episode, or why I'm not, oh my god, about this week's episode, that's why. Because those assholes spoiled it for me. Fuckerheads. So, anywho, that's pretty much going to wrap up this review. I mean, those are pretty much my thoughts on this week's episode. It was a good episode. Of course, animation done well. The driving scene, the whole driving sequence, I thought that was really well done. I loved it. Oh, and the music. Before I forget, I want to mention the music. The music, the score that was playing when they kind of proclaimed themselves as the new Team Avatar, I thought that was really well done. That I love that shit. I thought it was good. It had I was kind of getting like a Spider-Man feel from it, because it kind of sounded like Danny Elfman's score a little bit. But I liked it. I thought it was really good. And I thought it kind of set the tone, and I thought it set the environment for the episode. I thought it was really well done. But anywho, so that's going to wrap up my Legend of Korra episode review. I want to thank you all for joining me again this week. And other than that, what to keep an eye out for later tonight, my Game of Thrones episode review, the season 2 finale review. That's going to be up tonight. But with that being said, this has been Larry Williams, OAW Commander-in-Chief, signing off, and until next week, peace.